how to stop caring about what people think. I've been working on this skill for years and I've gotten a lot better at it. Like if you were going to restaurants and you were in my friend group here, you would just know that about me. Like that's how all my people around me perceive me. Like I just say the craziest things. I say things that are just so weird about what I do. And I have like an excitement to share my weirdness. Like there's no concept to me about worrying about what other people are saying. It's actually turned into the opposite. And this isn't just with friends. Like when I first came here to Bali, where I'm at right now, I made it a challenge. Like I remember I was in a gym. I didn't know anyone here, like in the entire country. And I told myself, you have to talk to every single person in this gym right now. And I was like, fuck, I got to do that. And that's exactly like what I did. Like I threw myself at it, talked to the first few people, got into the momentum and talked to about 15 people in that room. Except it wasn't just like a small talk conversation, especially as I got into it. I started sharing just like crazy weird things about me immediately to strangers. Like there was no part of me that was worried about what they were thinking about me. I was just at it. I was talking about myself, talking about, making fun of myself and weird personal things that actually were kind of vulnerable, but it built up a mini relationship really quickly with these guys. And it's such a beautiful thing to be able to be yourself so fully and not care about what people think. But I did not always have this trait. I was the as opposite of this as you can get, like having actual panic attacks about what people were thinking about me or how I was thinking about their perception of me. It was so bad. Like when I was in high school, there were points when I remember this specific thing. Like I was sitting in my science class and a physics class and I needed to blow my nose, like just sitting in class. And like anyone would just be like, okay, like go fucking get a tissue and blow your nose, right? I literally was sitting there in my own head, feeling like a level of anxiety and just not letting myself go and get a tissue box. No, get a tissue and blow my nose. Why? Because I thought that if I did that and I blew my nose, that's weird. Like I would look weak or weird or just like I'm the guy like making a loud noise and like interrupting the class. And so I literally sat there with just like the pain of like not being able to blow my nose, like feeling uncomfortable with that. Like during these years, I couldn't talk to girls. Like I remember there was a few points where I'd be like talking to a girl like in high school and literally just like whispering and be like, hi, yeah, yep, yeah, like literally stammering, like muttering my words. And that was bad. That did not help me a lot during those years. There was points too I was like asking out girls who I didn't even know. Like I would just send like these like Snapchat black screens with like, you want to go out, on like white text, when I didn't even like talk to them over like in real life. Which you could say like, okay, you had the courage to be able to like ask them out like that, but damn, did I was I unable to actually, talk to them. Because I cared. I had this fear of being perceived as weird or strange or odd. And, this really persisted for me for many, many years in my life. Like, genuinely. A long, long time. Maybe 10 years, 15 years of this. And it took me, until going into college, like around that time, like being 18, 19, that's what I remember when I first started to, make progress on this skill. And that's what I'll go over now, exactly how I was able to do it and how I would do it now. It's a deep problem. Like if you're dealing with this, I really feel for you because I was stuck in this headspace for so long. But being on the other side of it, it is so beautiful. Like, it's genuinely so amazing to be yourself and be okay being yourself with everyone around you, which is being able to share the real you. And even look at me on camera, like talking right now, right? Like compared to what I just explained as my low point. Like, to make this transformation is one of the most beautiful things in self-development that you can do. And there's a lot of different like ways to do this, but I think the underlying thing that you need to take action on is some form of exposure therapy. And I know that's like the hardest thing to do if you're this type of person who cares about what people think of you. But this is the remedy. Like, I just want you to accept that this is the action that you need to take. And I'll give you some methods and I'll help you be able to take this action more. But this is exactly what you need to do more of. Exposure therapy. And what do I mean by that? I mean being in the situation where you're allowing your more authentic self to shine through. To being in the moment where you would normally care about what they would think of you, but instead doing something else in that moment. So the first step of this is to identify those specific moments when you're not being yourself, or when you get stuck in this anxiety loop about caring about what they say. It could be over a text message when you're about to send a message, but you're stuck and you're not about to click send because in your head, you're thinking about how they're going to perceive the message that you're about to send. It could be in person when you're in a group, and while you're in that group, you actually find yourself not sort of saying a thing that you want to be saying. Oh my God, this reminded me of like something I used to do in high school when like I'd be in a group and I would think of something funny to say to everyone, except I didn't want to say it. Like, I was scared to say it. And so I whispered it to like my best friend's ear. I got to ask him about this, if he remembers it. I asked my friend to say it to everyone, and then he would say it, and then everyone would laugh. Everyone would laugh. And so the moment I want you to figure out for yourself are these moments where you told your friend to say the joke. Like those moments where you would have rather have shared it yourself confidently, like full chest, where you had no like thoughts of perception. And, you know, for you, this can be a completely different situation. It could be you being on camera. It could be you in job interviews and other settings. Like, there's so many different places that caring about what people think of you like comes out. But whatever you identify with, get to that moment where this usually happens for you. And this is where we can start practicing an intervention. And that's why I say exposure therapy, because you need to almost reintroduce a different behavior in that same moment. Because most of us, we just tell ourselves like, oh, this is like going to be the case forever, and like this is just how it is, and I'm just an anxious, introverted person, like this is the reality of the situation. But if you can really investigate and get to that specific moment, then we can offer up some courage to be able to try a different version of ourselves. And so in these moments, like, the ideal goal is for you to be able to just express and try out being your more authentic self. And so this will always take some level of courage to be able to just let it go and to throw out like almost an experiment in these group of people, like say the joke, say the thing that you don't want to say, that you feel uncomfortable about saying. And it will take that level of courage. But one way to make this like a little bit easier is, one, if you have an accountability partner. That's the easiest way. Like, if you can be honest about what you're working on with a friend or with someone else, or even hold it like parasocially with me. I don't know if I should give that advice. But if you can hold some sort of space with yourself of accountability, it just makes it a bit easier in order to actually take the courage to do the thing. Because then you have to report back to someone about the action that you took and whether you did it or not. Another way that can really help you, that really helped me, is regulation in those specific moments. And so, for example, I think the most common thing that happens to people, even if they are more extroverted and more open, is that if you're going in front of a class or in front of a crowd and you have to say something like public speaking, we all tend to have these like butterflies in our stomach, right? Or like we tend to seize up in our like chest, in our stomach. If you can regulate in those moments, it becomes so much easier to like take the courage and do the thing. Because we tend to not want to do the thing because we're stuck in our thoughts and we feel this like emotion of heaviness, of being overwhelmed. But if we can just get rid of that little cloud, that fog that's holding us back, and we're in a more calm place, it's a lot easier to take the courage to actually change who we are in those moments. And so the most easy way you can do this is 4-7-8 breathing. And this is where you inhale for 4 seconds. So you can do it with me right now. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, and then hold for 7 seconds, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now exhale for 8 seconds, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then repeat that. So inhale 4, hold 7, exhale 8. This is an amazing way to just regulate yourself whenever you want. I used to do this every night before I slept in order to just like get into a more winded down mood. And so you can use this before you're in those moments that you need to change your behavior. Like whatever you identified as the moment when you usually care about what people think, that's when you can use this breathing technique to regulate, get back into a calm place, and then have the exposure towards whatever you're doing to try just even a little bit to be more of yourself, to be more of like a free spirit. Because what ends up happening if you're able to take like a little bit of courage and change your behavior in these ways is you'll start to get evidence and you'll start to get used to being yourself, and you'll also get rewarded for that. Because that's the secret to charisma, to being a person that people like, to even allowing other people to feel safe around you. It's when you have the courage to be your own silly self, to be your own authentic self in those moments. And then everyone else around you will start to light up more and be more of themselves. And when you actually experience the positive side to being yourself in these moments, and you have the courage to overcome it a few times with exposure therapy and regulating yourself, then you'll get used to and want to be more of yourself. And once that little flywheel happens and the snowball, it grows a little bit bigger, then you'll naturally become a much more confident, charismatic person who cares a lot less about what people think. And there's other techniques and other stuff I would say on this topic, but I'll save that for another video. For now, just start applying that, and I hope it's helpful for you. And if you're interested in more videos like this or in this style, go down, hit the like, comment, and subscribe button, and watch this next video. Peace.